In this quick video guide, we're going to see how we can add references into Blender to help us to model anything, so to create our objects. Now, to get a reference, we can sketch our own reference, or we can get it from Google or any other search engine or from the web. So if we do an image search here, we can search for references. Now, it doesn't need to be something specific. In this case, I'm just going to use um, an image for an example, and I'm gonna go here in tools and also use the Creative Commons license activation, and let's get this one here, for example. So I can visit this website here, which is called RawPixel. You find a lot of free and also you can check here the license. So you can see this is CC0 and can be used for anything. It's public domain, so you can use it commercially and wherever. Now, this is just a suggestion. Of course, you can use any source you want, or from the web or from your personal design. So I just saved this image into my reference folder right here. So all I'm going to do is just click and drag it into Blender. So this is the quickest way you can do it, is a drag and drop mechanism. It's really easy, really quick. So I'm going to click and drag, and the image is going to go there. Now, the only problem is that the image reference now is going to be oriented in front of the camera. So if I move around, you can see it's not perfectly placed on a plane. And you probably want to do that if you want to model. You don't want something that is not oriented properly. So to fix this, we can either change it after we import it. So if I select this, I can also scale it, by the way. So if I select this and I open up the sidebar or press N to open it up, let me just activate also the screen cut keys so you can see that if I press N, this is going to open up. And if I go into the item section, you have here the rotation. So just you can fix this. You can say 0, 0, 0 if you want to place it on the bottom work plane. So you can now model on top of this. And the other way you can do this is just go into the top view by pressing this little Z and then go back to the window, click and drag, and that's it. So this is already going to be fine. Now you can also rotate it however you want. If you want to rotate it vertically, you just need to go in the exact rotation axis and just you can insert precisely 90 degrees. Now, how we can model by using this image? Well, this is explained also in other videos and courses that we have in the channel, but essentially usually we start from a simple plane or a simple cube, and then we develop the rest of the character or the animal or the insect or whatever we want to do. If you are interested in organic design, we have a 3D character design course that is really interesting. It's going to explain you everything. But we're going to focus on only on the topic of the image reference in this video. So couple of more things we can do when we have an image like this is to change the opacity. So if I select this object right here, this image, you can see it's visualized in the outliner, not as an object, but as an image. So I can go down here to data section, and here you have all the information about the image. You have the size. You can see it's maintaining the proportion that you have in the original image, so it's really good. And you can also change this information right here. You can see you can bring it into front, and it's gonna automatically turn the object transparent. Now, other things you can do is work with opacity. So if you activate opacity here, you can make it less visible so that it doesn't interfere too much with your modeling. And so you can adjust it however you want. And you can change the image here, the source, and so on. So you have some options here in the data section in the properties panel. Now, one more thing you can do that can be helpful is to take your initial object or whatever you are overlapping here. And if you want to see through, you can use the toggle X-ray. So if you turn toggle X-ray, you will be able to see both the object you are using to create the model and the reference you are using to create the model. And another thing you can do is adjust the opacity or transparency to make this object more or less opaque or transparent. So if you need to go into the option here. So you go in this little toolbar on the top, and you need to go here with where the little arrow is, so all the way to the right, and you can see there is a X-ray option. So this is what is managing the transparency or the opacity. And also another thing you can do is change the type of material. This is not a material actually, but it's something that is going to be applied, and it's not going to be rendered. So it's just to help you to model. So we can change this into something like a little bit more visible, like a green or orange box, so you can definitely distinguish that from the rest. So these are just a couple of suggestions that can be helpful for you if you want to model anything in Blender. Now, sometimes you also have more than one reference. So you have a top reference and a front and a side. But in this case, we just make the example with one. But to have the other, you're just gonna repeat the operation more and more. Now, I'm just gonna show you quickly how you would proceed, but I'm not gonna create the whole model here. Again, you will find everything you need in the Blender video courses in the channel. So let's say we want to do like the central body of this butterfly. So what I'm gonna do probably is, well, I'm usually scale down to the core here, to the part of the little body. So you need to start somewhere. So you can start from here, and it's gonna be good because it's gonna be like central, and you can then continue with the edit mode. So switching from object mode to edit mode will access the modeling section. So usually we model with polygons or faces, and we get this and we start to extrude and create a more complex body for our insect in this case. So it's gonna have like a little neck here. So then I can move, rotate, and scale these little faces. So I can do this and then extrude it, and then I can make it bigger again. So I'm just gonna extrude just a little bit and then make it bigger again. There you go. And this is gonna be like the head. And then you have all the details like the little eyes or whatever, but you know, it's gonna take a long time. This is just an example of what polygonal modeling means. Once you have the references, it's gonna be easier because you can follow all the little lines and the drawing or the sketch. Now, usually this is just the first part where the object is gonna be, let me just turn off the X-ray. So it's gonna be like a block out of the model, kind of a extremely low poly version of your model. And then when you're ready, you can go here into the modifier, add the subdivision modifier or subdivision surface, and this is gonna smooth it and make it nice and smooth. Also right click and do shade smooth to make it look smooth. And again, this is just an example. And then you can turn on and off X-ray whenever you're ready to continue the modeling. Again, if you're interested, check the 3D character design video course in our channel, or also other video courses about 3D modeling in Blender and other software as well. Subscribe if you want to stay updated, and if you want to support us, thank us, you can join the channel as a supporter. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video guide.